What's up, guys? Texas Static here with another look at some of the figures we got this week. Today we're looking at the Master Universe Chronicles, Scareglow, the Evil Ghost of Skeletor, the inaugural edition with deluxe articulation action figure. All right, that's a lot to say, right? This figure kind of came out of nowhere in a sense. So basically, it popped up about a few weeks ago on Facebook. Someone returned an item, and as a or either it was a defect, so Walmart sent them something else instead of the same figure. They sent them this, and that's how we all found out. My good friends at Toy Habits kind of knew about it, but they never mentioned it, and I had no clue about it. And in a sense, like, I was kind of like, oh, well, I don't need to collect any more Masters Universe figures, except for probably just the vintage line, because the movie figures, they sort of interest me somewhat. Some, they do, maybe one or two. But in terms of when they said that they're not doing any more of the Masterverse versions, I said, oh, well, okay, I guess I'm done. But no, this came out of left field. And of course, it's Scareglow, and he looks pretty cool, so I had to get him when I saw the promotion images. Now, another thing that popped up, and a good friend on Facebook, one of the groups on Masters Universe Facebooks, he actually informed the group that at Dallas, here where I live by Dallas, there was a Walmart that had them in stock. So I did something I haven't done in a long time. I went hunting and I went and grabbed it. And I also picked up a Man-at-Arms vintage figure that I was actually looking for too. So that was really cool to grab both at the same time. So I was very surprised that we actually got this in. And I thought it was going to be on that cancel con that they're doing tomorrow. But nope, it's not on there. So, pretty cool, so maybe they're at their Walmarts, just you gotta go check them out. All right, so this is a different type of box. Of course, every single 2 years or 3 years, they change the style of the boxing. It's one of those things of displaying stuff. They don't want the same thing out there, so they completely change it up. This figure looks really cool. As you can see, of course, they got the window box. You can see what he looks like. He's got his staff there, and he's got his changeable hands, looking really cool. So looking at the artwork, look at that looks really, really nice. I really like that. That is actually really beautiful to artwork. I'm telling you, that looks really cool. On this side you got a little profile picture of him, and like I said, the inaugural edition. So this is basically, I guess, a new line that they didn't announce, so I'm sure we're gonna get more and more figures. And it says deluxe articulation down there, so that's interesting. On the back, you see the figure pose, some different things on there. If the only thing to fear is fear itself, then no being is more terrifying than the Lord of Subeternia, Scareglow. He's ghostly light, can paralyze even the bravest of Eternia's warriors. Wow. So yeah, you guys have a little cool little artwork there with a ghost and stuff. So yeah, this is a really, really cool, interesting figure. Of course, he's been, part of the lore for a very long time. So yeah, it's really cool that we're getting this. Let's go and pop him out of the box so we can take a look at the Master Universe Chronicles Scareglow figure. All right, here is Scareglow out of the packaging, looking really cool. One thing I forgot to mention on this guy, when I got a sticker shock with him, because I could have swore these were probably gonna be like $23, but now they jumped up to about $27, $28. With tax, it was about $30 for this figure. And I normally, like I said, I'm not the type of person to complain about pricing. I understand. I mean, I pay for figures that are like $300, $400, right? So I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is that when I opened this guy, I was thinking, just like on Masterverse, there's like a little slot on the side of the box right here. So I thought, oh, there's more accessories. But as you can see, nada, nothing in there. So I thought, well, damn, I paid, basically $30 for this figure. And this, I only got one accessory. This, the what do you call it? I can't even say it. The staff or scythe, or I mean the axe thingy, and then 2 pairs of hands. So I'm kind of disappointed here. But let's move on and see what he looks like. Now, he does look really, really cool. I like the fact that, you know, there's a lot of detail on him. You got that body underneath with the bones on top, and the colors are just really, really neat. I'm really liking this guy. Like, I like the colors on him. Like I said, it's like a black with the bones over the body, which is really cool. The face sculpt looks really crazy. I mean, that's cool. Like, I like the face sculpt. It's a really scary guy. Ooh. That's why they call him Scareglow, right? You know, you got in the eyes, you got those glowing effects, and this piece right here does glow, which is interesting because usually when we get Scareglow, especially like, you know, the classics or the Origins figure, the whole body is glowing. But as you can see, it just, the head and the part of that piece right there. So that's interesting. Just the head and nothing else. So anyway, let's move on. Let me turn this back on. All right. Oh, okay. So the articulate, it says like it's really heavy articulated. Of course, you got the double jointed arms and double jointed knees. So he moves pretty it's really fluid. So that's a good thing. You got a lot of detail, which is cool. So let's go up and down real quick because I hadn't done that yet. You can see there's a chain right here. It's plastic. He's got his big old, you know, armor piece on the top. We got a, you know, soft goods cape, which is neat. And you got some muscle definition on the back. So there's a rocker here. You could twist the belly or the you know, waist. So, you know, that's really cool. Arms go out. Now, of course, there's going to be minimum because of this thing, but I'm sure we could take that off. Let's take this off. Hold on. Oh, does it not come off? Oh, well, okay. This thing came off with no problem. So, yeah, you can take off that and you can just have them all Nicky. So, let's see how... Yeah, I mean, he looks cool. I mean, you know, you got the detail on the belt right there with that skull with the wings, and you got some, you know, I guess dog tags or something type of tags there. So you got that line cloth underneath. There's purple little shorts he has. And you got some chains wrapped around the, you know, ankles for the ankle bracelets or gauntlets or whatever you call those things. And you got his feet all the way detailed on that. So that's really cool. There's a swivel on the ankle up and down. So that's really neat. You know, there's not a thigh twist here though. It's just basic. So yeah, looks really cool. You know, let's see this real quick. Okay, he's got that demon thing on the front. So yeah, I mean, he looks great. You know, but is he worth $27? I'm telling you. But yeah, I can't say anything because I just pre-ordered the Joker, sort of the '89 version, $34.99. And that was a pain in the butt. I don't know if y'all collect McFarlane figures. I'm sure some of y'all do. But the pain alone to get that figure was insane. So yeah, that was not fun because I think Big Bad Toy Store, their website went down, Amazon sold out instantly. It was insane, but I was able to grab that one in Black Canary, so it's cool. Anyway, like I said, so the minimum accessories, he has his gripping hands, 2 different ones. Like, well, open hand and then a gripping hand. And then, of course, he has his staff or... I mean, blade staff, I don't know. It's real beautiful. I like this color. It's, you know, basically like gun metal, you know, and you got that dragon thing coming out. But yeah, this is all it comes with. So I'm a little, like I said, I'm a little disappointed. Let me grab another figure to see the size. Let me see who can use. Let's use my favorite faker. Let's see how it, if they fit in with them. Oh yeah, as you can see, This one, this one, this guy here is smaller than the Masterverse, so he doesn't fit with this line. So that's disappointing. I have to admit, I'm disappointed. I was hoping they would fit, because I know the movie figures are smaller, so I thought maybe since this is another line, I guess it would be the same height. It would fit in with Masterverse, but it doesn't. Like I'm telling you, he's a shorty like that. Like, here, let me fix this and you can see. I mean, I still love that figure. One of my favorites. But yeah, I mean, wow, that's disappointing. Let me see another figure to see how he scales with the classics figures. But of course, probably, you know, well, he kind of scales well with the classics figures. Wow. I had the merman laying around. I'm debating if I should sell that one or not, because I have the one sealed and I'm thinking of selling the loose ones to keep the sealed ones, but I gotta find his other head in order to do that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, you can see the kind of, you know, of course, you know, these are a lot more bulkier and bigger because, you know, but it does fit in with that line. So that's interesting. It means we're gonna have another line. I can't do another line. I'm sorry. There's no way. Like I'm definitely just gonna pick and choose which ones I like, and that's it. I'm not gonna go any further than that. All right, so let me get my final thoughts on Mr. Scareglow from the new Masters Universe Chronicles line. Interesting. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Masters Universe Chronicles Scareglow figure. He's a great figure. He looks great. He seems cool. I think he's great. I was hoping that I would put him with my Masters of the Universe, Masterverse line. I was hoping that this was just a new, what do you call it? A new, way of taking, a new take on those. But unfortunately, this is a 6-inch figure. This is shorter than those, and those, they don't mesh well. They don't fit in. So it's like, you know, the problem with, you know, like, you know, for example, McFarlane made big figures, right? So you can't put them in with your other, you know, DC figures. Same thing with Street Fighter. Like, you can't put Jada Street Fighter with Storm Collectibles Street Fighter. You can put them in with Storm Arena, but not Storm Collectibles. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I want to invest in another line, another different type of line. I mean, you know, are these like the same size as the G.I. Joe Classified figures? Almost. I mean, because this might be 6 point, almost. You know, and that's the thing. That's what they're saying. The movie figures are going to be, you know, 6 inches. So am I investing in those? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I have any interest. I think I just want Battle Cat. That's probably it. I will get Battle Cat. That's it. Cause I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, like, you know, I've been collecting Master Figures for a very long time. I have almost all the classics, you know, and I got all the origins, but I'm gonna get rid of those because I just don't need them anymore. You know, I got most Master Figures, and like I said, I was hoping we'd get another Scareglow because the one we got before, it was cool, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta keep this one. And now this one's really looking great, but the problem is that it doesn't fit in with the line, and it's like, are we gonna invest in another line? Is this another line that we're going to? I don't know if I can do it anymore. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna, like I said, I think with this line, I'm just gonna pick and choose. Just like I've been doing with the Masterverse, I just only get the ones I really like. So maybe we'll see. I think, of course, if they come out with a cool Skeletor, I'm probably gonna get them, you know. But I'm not getting the movie figures. I'm not bothering with that. I'm gonna go see the movie, but I'm not bothering with the figures. I don't got time for that. But anyway, so this figure was at Walmart. I know they sold out probably everywhere. Now I think you can only get them on eBay. Not on Walmart.com. I don't know what they're doing with this. Like I said, there was no announcement. There was nothing that just showed up. I'm not sure if Walmart kind of messed up and just put them out. Probably that's what happened. But, you know, just check your Walmarts and see if they're there. You know, I can't, unfortunately, we can't keep track of these. I can keep track of Target stuff, but for Walmart, it's a lot harder. So I got the tip from that guy on Facebook. So sorry, I forgot his name. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more videos.